What happened?
Did you start recording? It goes weird.
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah,
did
that's
start
it.
recording. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's at 4 a.m. your time?
Yeah,
Boy, that's brutal.
it is.
That's brutal.
Earlier, later, not a it's anyway.
What
Not
time is it now over there?
It's 10 in the morning on Thursday.
Okay. So it's not brutal. It's just kind of early.
Oh no, this is my regular routine. It's fine, But yeah,
I've
4 a.m. is.
I've had a strange week. I found out that I have an aneurysm in my aorta, and the same test also showed that I've got pulmonary fibrosis of the lungs.
Jesus,
These
right?
are not good long-term broadcasts on here. So I really maintain my balance. I'm really working on maintaining my balance. But when I go to sleep at night, and then I begin having dreams and then I get depressed, and only during my dreams. So when I wake up, I'm feeling again much better. I'm very spiritual, but I'm thinking, why did this have to happen? I'm going,
Yes.
this is the best part of my life.
But also, they're both, for want of a better word, standard conditions in the sense I think you'll be able to manage it. You've got health insurance, I take it?
Yes. And I also don't smoke. I'm not a drinker. I mean, I'll have a glass of wine, of course, but
Yeah.
I eat healthy. I sleep healthy. I've got a lot going for me. So
yes, exactly. And I think you'll be absolutely fine. I do.
my
But
doctor
you just
said
have to
she thinks
watch.
I'm going to live a number of years yet. And she said, I'm as old as you are. So let's hope together. So I'm seeing a surgeon next week and seeing what can be done with this
The
ballooning
aneurysm.
of my aorta
Yeah.
and how severe it is and what to do. But it's kind of thrown me a little bit for a loop.
Of course
Not a
it
lot,
would.
but
Of course it would. But look, darling, I think you'll be absolutely fine. Because you will manage it. It's not as though you have to wrestle to get off alcohol or
right,
anything.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean.
And I've got a terrific support system. I really have got so much going for me.
Well,
So,
also, the other thing you've got going for you is finding it before it presents itself. Both
yes,
cases, right? Both
yes, a ballooning
cases.
of the aorta is one of the biggest silent killers there are. And I found it totally by accident. So I
That
consider
was the
myself,
gift.
yep, no symptoms yet whatsoever. So
Yeah,
it's all good.
yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's tedious, but look, you
yeah.
look radiant, you know.
Thank you. Good.
All right, let's take your mind off that
Yes.
and go here. But it would have been a smack around the chops. I do get it.
A
But
smack
I
around the
think
chops. I love that.
you'll do. All right, so have we got some juicy questions, Faye?
I am hoping so. I have studied all week long. I did not do much today, so I didn't do a lot of reviewing for this.
Yeah,
It just
sure.
seemed to be too much.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
am studying and I'm keeping up with everything. So,
Well, you've
and
finished your coursework, so to speak, right? You've
yes,
done all that. So now
yes,
it's the fun bit.
yeah,
And you just, as cards turn up when you're doing, not in the class, when you're doing them normally, and if something foxes you or you think, that's the time to just look back at that.
yeah. Thank you. That is what I will do. I'm planning on learning this all my life going forward yet. Everything. The cards to me are like my best friends. I just adore them.
Yeah, isn't it fantastic?
Yeah.
And I'm like that. I just pick them up and fondle them routinely, like just how it is.
We have to fondle our cards. Yes.
That's right. How are you finding the One World deck?
I love it. I love it better than the Rider Waite. I love
Oh,
the colors. I love the interpretation. I talk about them unceaselessly to all the people I know about and my lessons.
That's great. Because I adore the Rider Waite,
Yep.
to learn on. And if you look at the two decks, I'm sure I've said this before, they don't look remotely alike. But if you really know the Rider Waite, you'll see what
Yes.
we've done to
Yeah. I
track
do
it.
see it. I do see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, goody.
So,
That makes me happy. So tell me a couple of questions that you've got and we'll work out how to tackle them.
okay, my first question is from a lovely girl. All of these people I know, I'm not saying their last names, just their first, but it's Lily. She's 33 years old, young lady, and she's depressed, and she's chronically depressed. And she wants to know why she has had in her life so much conflict of bad relationships in her past. Why does she still have so much conflict with men moving forward? And she wants to know if she will ever be in a good relationship.
Okay, I think this might be a good time to try a 7-carder. Can you just put the cards down for a minute and look in your book for the 7-card diagram? Because
Yeah,
this is quite detailed, you know.
7 card spread. Yes, and I do this Celtic cross, but I learned this from a different book. And are we going to do the one with a circle around it, or this one, the Celtic?
No, we're not doing the Celtic because I think
This one.
when you, not that you're a learner, you do know it, that's fine. But I think the 7 card, you just read the positions and you'll see what I mean.
The signifier, the past attitudes. Ooh, good one. The past actions, the present feelings. Now, I've got a question of this because I'm so horrible at remembering stuff like this. If I'm reading for someone in an actual reading, can I just bring this out to read this
Yeah,
out?
what I'd suggest you do is do the 4, 5, 7, or even the Celtic cross if you want. Do them on a flat piece of paper so they're easy to have,
Yeah, okay.
out. You're not trying to keep the book open, right?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, just draw them out neatly yourself, right?
Yeah.
Now, the 4 and 5, you should be able to remember,
Yeah.
right?
Eventually
I
the
don't
5.
expect you to remember more than that. I can't remember more than that, right? I was thinking, oh, what was number 6? Or,
Yeah.
like, but 4s and 5s you need to have under your belt.
Okay, I can work on the 5s more, and I'll write it down on the paper. That's a good idea. And think about them throughout the day and try to get their thing right. I didn't do that yet.
Yeah.
I'll
The
work on that.
5s you'll get, you actually probably have the 5, you're just not confident you've got the 5.
Yeah, I'm not.
But don't worry, you don't have to commit these
Okay,
to memory. And even when you're reading for someone, then you can say, look, I think this is a bigger spread. Just pull your
yeah,
diagram out, like it's no biggie. But can you open the book in such a way that it stays open and you can see
yeah.
it?
And I'm gonna put it under the keyboard here for this. Okay, so I'll start shuffling.
Okay, so just to remind you before you start shuffling and everything, you'll be putting them face down. And like we did with the 5s, you'll be naming the number and the position as
Okay,
you go. Okay?
yep.
All right.
So,
Now,
yeah,
because there's lots of aspects to this, what you're saying is, tell me about Lily.
easy. That would be easy peasy. Yep.
Just tell me about Lily. Okay.
Tell me about Lily. Tell me about Lily. Sweet, sweet girl.
Mm.
Boy, there's so many unfortunate people on earth that get caught in things. And, the mama in me wants to have it
Yeah.
just be so happy. And so tell me about Lily. Tell me about Lily. Tell me about Lily. Tell me about Lily. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Your shuffling's got so good.
Thank you. I work on it. I work on it every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's fun. Yeah.
So now I'll look at the diagram and I'll put the cards down in that circle, the circle one.
Yeah. Right?
So 1, 2.
Wait. 1 is the signifier.
Oh, 1, the signifier. 2, the past attitudes. 3, the past actions. 4, the present feelings or the ideas. 5, where the situation is heading. And then on the top, the 6, which is advice for the present. And then advice and solution for the future, number 7. Okay.
All right. So we're going to start just with the signifier on its own. Here we go.
Okay, so I'll flip it over and I'll tell you what it is. Everything else is face down yet. So the signifier is, the star.
Oh, that's fabulous.
That is fabulous. So this tells me that she is actually working on herself and nourishing her 5 senses, the feelings, the touch feelings, the hearing,
seeing, hearing,
tasting, seeing,
feeling, tasting,
and spirit. She's working on herself. She's doing a good job.
Or let me just say right here, this could be her potential.
Okay, this is her potential.
This is her potential if she starts working on herself.
I like that better. Yeah. If she starts working on herself.
If she was doing all that, she wouldn't be coming with this lot of questions, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes. So the potential for Lily is to have one leg firmly on the land and the other leg firmly, or the foot rather, firmly in the water. And that means to be kind of balanced on the earth side of it and the spiritual side of it. She has the potential for all of this happening. She has the potential for being happy. She has the potential for the 7 stars over her, which that symbolizes, but it's all of the joy, all the hope. And things are flourishing around her. So Lily has in herself a lot of potential.
Massive potential. And fantastic to love and be loved.
Yes.
In her case.
Yes. So
that's massive. 2. So, okay, what we're going to do now is you're going to flip each one, the number, the position, and what the card is, and just keep going. You're not reading them yet.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
Number 2, past attitudes, the 4 of Pentacles.
Okay, keep going.
Number 3, past actions, the 3 of Pentacles.
Okay.
Number 4, present feelings and ideas. And she's got the 2 of Pentacles. And I have shuffled these. These are not in any, I mean, I've taken them all out. Maybe I missed with these, but I don't read. I really tried to separate them all. I put them in lines and I picked them up and put them in.
I know.
Okay, so that's 4, 5. Now this is a Pentacles. We'll know. We'll have to. Yeah. Where the situation is heading. Oh, judgment. Number 6, advice for the present. The 7 of Swords.
Interesting.
Interesting is right. Yeah. And the 7th, the last one, the advice or the solutions for her future. The Page of Cups.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to dissect it.
Yeah, and either of these.
Again, you're going to say the number, the position, and what the card is, and because this way it's just going in, going in, going in. You know what I mean?
And I want to say that this is the first time I have used the One World Tarot. This is the first reading of these, and I have worked all week at trying to separate these. It could still be that the Pentacles stayed in order like that, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either, and we'll get to that. Okay. So number 2.
Okay, so number 2, the past action, and the 4 of Pentacles, and this to me indicates, Lily, the past actions, that she has been a little bit miserly with her emotions, with her feelings, with her, well, the pentacles would be money and home and health and value system. She's been miserly.
Values, right? With all these pentacles.
Yeah, the values. She hasn't been open and trusting. She has pulled everything close in and not really earned. She has been afraid to extend herself, to open up to new things and other things.
Yeah.
And it's beginning to show.
Yes.
So
Sorry, let's just back up for a moment. Do you know what her work is?
She is a cook at a restaurant type of thing, and she also teaches other people's the basic skills how to cook. And she's frequently without a job, and that's a problem for her. But once in a while, she gets hired, and that is happy. But there's problems there.
I think with all these pentacles too, there's something with the money as well.
Yeah.
That I think she needs to deal with, because I think it's connected to her self-esteem or something going on,
I think you're right.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
She has work to do, but this is what this is all about, assisting her, helping her to grow. 3 is past actions. And here's the 3 of Pentacles. And this is group. She has gone to other people to see how she could be earning money, to see what would her finances be. And this is also reestablishing or reworking some of her values. She, again, has done work on herself, and she's listened to group advice, group activities to better herself. She is pulling in all of her emotions and her values, and she's not sharing them, yet at the same time that sometimes in her past she has done group activities to learn to put herself out there.
Yep. Okay, I'd agree with that.
So that was the 3rd one. 1, 2, 3. The 4th is the present feelings and ideas. So presently it's the 2 of Pentacles, the 4th 2 of Pentacles, the present feelings and ideas, and she is valiantly trying to, she's got a child, a son, so of course she's juggling everything,
doing the juggle.
She's juggling the money, she's juggling her values, she's juggling everything, and she's on water that's choppy, she's on land that's choppy, everything is kind of, which is what the way it is. I know it is.
Yep.
So that is the present. So this is how she feels now. And it really is.
Which sounds about right. Yeah.
The Pentacles were right for her. You want me to go on?
Yep.
Okay. The 5th, where the situation is heading. And there is going to be for her judgment, a wake-up call, a real wake-up call for her to look around and see all the other people around that are waking up to themselves spiritually. Yes. I think that really she's not aware of that yet. She's not aware that so many of her generation are like her.
Yes.
I have tried to tell her that in the past, that she's not alone. She's not, but in order for her to attract men or a man that is better, she is going to have to realize that it's a spiritual journey. It's a spiritual journey she's on. And this angel in particular is not only waking her up, it's waking up people globally. This is a happening. And I hope that she wakes up to that fact that there are so many people that she can tap into right now that are walking similar paths.
Yes.
So her answer is that she absolutely can find, I'm going to continue this, of course, but this card alone tells me that there is a lot of opportunity, a lot of things present for her. She has to open up for that and seek the awakeness and the awareness.
Yes.
Enter into not be so stingy, enter into society where it's a little bit uncomfortable and different for her.
Yes. Yeah. I think very good. Yeah.
Well, so that's the 5th. There's 2 more. Advice for the present.
Now this was weird. The 7 of Swords.
The Seven of Swords, the advice for the present. I have got a difficulty, and I've had it all week between, I get stuck on cards, but the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords, they're so much alike to me. One's a little bit more gruesome, and this is the gruesome one. This is taking what you can, leaving what you can, and exiting. I think Lily has to exit her past.
Yes. There's also another way of looking at that, because it's the card of theft.
Ooh.
That she is being ripped off in her doing the work she does when she's capable of doing more or doing it in a better context or something.
Probably fear.
Yeah,
And she's
yeah.
holding things close.
And fear and anxiety and depression all get merged.
Yeah. I think you're right. Anything else on that card?
Not really. We could even, well, rather than pull a clarifier on that, we've still got one more to go, but also we will then do a 4 card, what should she do to attract a better man, sort of
Good
questions.
idea. Good
Right.
idea. I'm loving this. Just loving this. Okay, and the one more card. Number 7, the advice or the solution for her future. Oh, yeah, I remember. The Page of Cups, which is the emotional going away, or the gondola is the gondola, and I'd say it, the gondola. He is moving his gondola in the water, which is emotions, and he has got his emotions out front of him that has a surprise in his emotions. It's a younger man. It is a messenger, but it's also, of course, there's no man or female. It's the energy of somebody young that is moving in the water, in the motions of water. And
now, what is it about cups apart from emotion? Do you remember what's that?
Arts. Oh yeah, arts, creativity, exactly. So she might be able to open something of art.
She needs music or the arts in some way to open that heart chakra up.
Oh yeah.
And to shift things for her. She needs a creative outlet. So when you speak to her, ask her, does she sing? And she's been singing into a hairbrush since she was 5 and not done anything with it. Did she learn any instrument when she was young that she left under the bed? Because it could also be, I mean, creativity can be pottery or sewing or anything. She needs something creative, and ask her what she thinks that might be.
Yeah.
And encourage her in that direction.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah.
That's her reading. It's actually, it's spot on for her because I know her very well. It's really spot on. It's exciting.
Yes. Yeah. But she does need other work, and she does need a creative outlet.
Yep.
And so is she any good with animals? Could she work at a dog groomer's or something else? Because she's in shit paid work now. She may as well be in another form of shit paid work that's different. I mean,
right.
Or preferably
she does have a dog. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know she likes dogs. Yeah. That at least that would be something she could reach out to and tap into.
Because if she trains dog grooming, I'm just why I'm aware of this at the moment. We're a 3-dog household in the sense we've got one and the grand dogs come and go and blah, blah. The gay boys couldn't get their dog into a dog groomer over Christmas. They charge a fortune. So it's like hairdressing. Once you do the crappy apprenticeship, right, which in this case would be sweeping up the hair and, bathing the dogs, you could even go to the bank and get a small loan because you do need equipment to start on your own if you've got a mobile one. You see those ones, mobile dog groomers or something like that. But we're talking $5,000. We're not talking, massive.
20 or 30, right.
Yeah, right. And it's something she can do for years and years.
Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful idea. Wonderful. I will tell her that.
Yeah. 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 And it's the sort of thing when you're starting and you haven't got a lot of clients, she can still do spot work, a bit of cooking here and there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the dog grooming also, you can get some cashies as well, which help.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
And I'm sure there's a million YouTube videos out there. How do you groom a spaniel? How do you groom a poodle? How do
Right.
you do that? You're right.
Right. It's a wonderful idea. Wonderful.
Good. So let's just ask one more more specific question. What should she do or need she do to attract? Let's work out what the actual question is.
What should she do? And I'll do a 4. I'll look at the 5. Did you say 5 or 4?
4.
I don't
Because
need
we've
to
done
look
a
at
long one on
Yeah.
her. This is
I'm
just a
I'm finding.
4-parter. But what is our question?
What should she do to attract a man?
Yeah, let's just
No.
make it less clunky. What I'm trying to avoid is people always ask that open-ended question, will I meet the right person? Will I meet someone
No.
lovely? It's the wrong question.
I know.
The question needs to be, what does she need to help me here, Faye? What should she need to do to attract a nicer man? But how to compress that?
What she needs to do is kind of revamp her soul, her
Yeah,
inside.
exactly.
But that would be a hard
What is
question
the
to ask.
best advice for Lily for romance? What is the best advice for Lily for romance? We've got the big picture, what she needs to do.
What was the question?
Yeah.
What
Best advice for Lily and romance.
That's
Advice.
great. Yeah, wish I could think like that. The best advice for Lily and a man. The best advice for Lily and a man moving forward. The best
No,
advice.
it gets too clean. Best advice for Lily and romance.
Lily and her man. Romance. Lily and romance. Yeah, that's a better way.
Yeah.
The best advice for Lily and romance. The best advice for Lily and romance. Okay. Whoops, I forgot the 1, 2, 3. Best advice for Lily and romance. 1, 2, 3.
I'm glad that 1, 2, 3 works for you. It's a
It
good
does.
one, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'll put them all down. 1,
Thanks.
2, 3, 4.
Yep.
And you want me to turn them all up or
No, just the signifier for now.
Ooh. 10 of Swords.
Yeah,
The
but it's
signifier.
here
That's
for a
a good
reason.
and a bad card. There's a lot of
No.
good stuff going on in there.
Yep.
Good stuff going on for Lily, and I would stress this for her, is she's at the completion of a cycle that has been very bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will put this up here for nobody that's watching, but the Phoenix Rising is where it's all at.
That's why we emphasized the Phoenix in the artwork for the 10 of Swords.
And against the dark sky, it is fantastic. And the sun either coming up or going down. It's a new day or the day has done, but it is the completion card. The completion of her being hurt doesn't mean there's no hurt going forward, but we can talk about that more. She has had a multitude of hurts when it comes to romances in her heart and in her life, but it very well may be the end of that for her.
And she needs to make it be the end of that for her. That's where the work comes in, right? Otherwise, she just carries the scars forward to the next relationship, the next one. So again, it's saying, going back to her bigger reading, to work on this. Because if she does, the cards are about potential.
Right.
So there's no point someone coming to you saying, oh, will I meet a man and da 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 da, if they're not going out, if they're not going online, if they're not accepting
Exactly.
dinner invitation, you know what I mean, right?
And the
So
work
this
for,
is a very strong reading for that. This is your potential.
yeah,
And you reiterate the star card because she could be a star, but you would connect this if you were doing this for her, because often this is how you learn as a reader. I think you're a great natural reader and an experienced reader in your own way. So we're only talking fine print here, you know. If you did this for her sitting there, tell me about, and you've got all that other stuff. Now you're doing the specifics. You've connected for her back to that other reading.
right.
This can be the end. If you're prepared to do the work, this is the end of that cycle.
And the work I stress to everybody, everybody that comes to see me, is opening and allowing love to come in and allowing love to flow. It is the most important work of our life, to lift ourselves up internally, mindset, heart set, to our highest person we can be.
Exactly.
I mean, I almost go on with my baby right there. It's so important for me. Now, you want me to read all the other three?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just flip them and tell me what they are.
Ooh, 9 of Swords,
Yep.
the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. There you go.
See?
So the 10 of Swords, that this is a completion. The 9 of Swords, it's almost the completion, but she's had a lot of sorrows in her life, a lot
Yeah.
of
And yeah, exactly.
nights being awake, tormented, kind of being
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not fun for her.
Mm.
And the Knight of Swords comes, an idea may come and she may ride off with it too fast. Too fast. She's got her sword up, which is in this words, ideas, logic,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
going on that's internal in her. And it again hasn't been allowed to come to fruition or maturation.
Yes.
She sometimes when she finds a new boyfriend, takes off and goes for it, but it's not quite ready yet.
And that's the pattern, right?
That's her pattern. Yeah.
So she has to identify her pattern and really observe that pattern.
Yep.
And say, okay, that's what I always do, and it never works out. Duh. So the real work is in changing that pattern, slowing it down.
And becoming aware. Becoming aware.
Yeah. And just not jumping in at the deep end. And sometimes you have to kiss a lot of frogs, before you
I know.
go.
I keep thinking where I was at age 32, I was jumping in the deep end, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yep.
She's doing what her age group does, but she's also, because she's asked the question and she's hurting, she's able now to stop it, to slow it, and to get her bearings and to get her balance.
Yes.
She gives herself some time.
And to explain to her that if she takes the time to do this spiritual work, whatever form that might be, enrolling in a yoga class or doing something, you have to, spell out the options, the music,
exactly.
yoga, other things. If she does that, the rewards are great. If you lift your vibration, you attract someone at this vibration. If you're coming as the needy, messed up one with the shitty love history and you're leading with that when you meet someone, you're only going to attract guys that are part of that world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I hope she can do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the specific examples, because we can say in shorthand, you need to do the work. We know what we mean, but other people don't know what that means. So you have to tease it apart for them and say, it could be this. She's got a child. Make sure once a week, no matter what, preferably more, she goes out in nature with him.
Yep.
Long walk in the park, in the woods, at the beach, at the lake. She needs it. He certainly needs it. You have to literally,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Then
And
it's
her
up to
last,
them.
go ahead.
Mm.
What?
Okay, hun. Right.
Okay.
Now, another question.
No, the last card.
Oh, sorry. It
Did
has to,
you-
yeah,
yeah,
I remembered it.
the
And
best
that is
card.
good.
The
That,
Ace of Cups. Remember, we already had the Page of Cups for her. So this is
yeah,
the Ace of Cups, and they're both
yeah.
fantastic cards for her. This is the hand of God offering her opportunity. The five senses are coming out. The bird of
Again.
paradise up there.
Yeah.
Flowers blooming on the water of emotions and creativity. She's got a lot going on for her
Yeah.
besides for a stupid love life.
Exactly. Well, she's got the star and she's got the Ace of Cups. That
I know.
bookends the reading, right, for her.
Yeah,
Huge potential,
yeah,
huge capacity for love and happiness. She's got to just find
yeah.
another way of processing that pain, and she needs to do it for her son.
For herself and her son. Yep. Yep. Yep.
You
Yep.
know?
Oh man, I'm gonna wish her the best life ahead with this all.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Because if it was all happy days, that doesn't actually help her,
No.
right? So it needs to be for us to see the pain,
Yep.
It's not that we don't believe her, but you know what I mean. But she's
Oh yeah.
leading with
Yeah.
her pain and
Yeah.
she's guarding her heart and all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
On to another.
hopefully she'll find some music outlet too.
Yeah, I hope she does too. And even before she looks for another man, I hope she gets her own creativity juices
Well,
going
she
and
has to.
elevates
Otherwise,
herself.
she's just going to meet hopeless men.
And that is the rut she's been in.
Yeah. She needs to stop, sort things out, lift the vibration, and then there'll be someone fabulous for her.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And she's young enough to have another kid in 2 years' time with someone else if she
Sure.
wants to or whatever. But the rush is her enemy.
Yeah. Yep. Second question.
Yep.
Okay. I'll mark that one done. That was a good one. Okay. So, and then I wanna find some more for next week too, but these are some good ones.
Yeah.
So Laura is, I really don't know her age. I would guess upper 40s, maybe even 50s. She's married to a man who's very, very sick. They are very poor, and the husband wants to go once more to the mountains out west for a vacation this summer. He's very sick. Now, Laura wants to know, she's asked me, should she go out west with her husband? She's got a lot of druthers because they'd be camping outside, and she's got a lot of druthers on this because of the safety issues of his illness, and could she actually take care of the whole thing going forward? Otherwise, she would just like to go to the UP, which you don't know what that is. It's Upper Peninsula by Michigan. It's breakwaters and boundary waters, and it's
But he wants to go to the mountains.
he wants to go one last time to the mountains. This is what she's in, and she wants to enjoy it either way, but she's got a lot of stress thinking about the mountains, and that's where this is at.
Okay. Now, I've got a couple of questions before we go further. You know her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What is his illness?
Heart.
Right. But he has his heart pills and
Yeah.
this.
But I don't know how bad he is. I haven't seen him for years. I don't know how much he's gone downhill. That much I don't know about him.
Okay, look, the mountains is a big concept, right?
Right.
And so, have they got health insurance or not?
And that I don't know. I think so, but I'm really don't know that. I wonder if she told me in here. She doesn't know if they can camp by themselves with their health issues. Maybe she's just being too cautious, but she wants to enjoy it. maybe she's overthinking. She's got a lot of those types
Yeah.
of things
Now,
in
here's
there.
the thing. With her tensions around it, you don't have to go camping on your own in the wilderness.
Right, right.
What he wants is the mountain experience. I know they haven't got enough money probably for a nice little cabin or anything, particularly in summer. But they could go somewhere, a town that has medical facilities, and go very close to that town. My advice before we even get to the cards is try and step her through how could it work that she could relax enough to have a holiday too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my mind instantly goes to not far from a town that has
Mm-hmm.
real facilities
Mm-hmm.
would be the obvious thing, you know. Because her idea of going somewhere else where he doesn't want to go is not the answer. This is
Yeah. This
his
is
big
his
last
thing.
thing.
Right.
She
Right.
won't forgive herself if she doesn't do this. It's a matter of
That's true.
making her feel comfortable
That's true.
with the facilities. Have they got friends? Would friends go with them?
No, it'll be just those two.
Those two, well, you go to a town that has it, and you know what these places are like. You go 12 miles in one direction, you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
I
Right.
don't think this is as big a deal as you think. I'm not underestimating that he's at
Right.
high risk, but this sounds to me like he'd rather drop dead at the base of the mountain than safely in the
The
thing.
way I
You've got to
took them.
talk
Yeah.
this through with her, but I
Okay.
don't think it has to be either or. It might be if they haven't got insurance, too. This, I don't know, American healthcare is mind-bogglingly satanic to me. I don't understand it. But I'd imagine as travelers, you could take travel medical insurance.
Yeah. Just to get something for those couple of weeks. And she would have a peace of mind and a peace of heart, I would think, moving ahead too. Yeah. She does work, but again, it's at menial jobs. It's like as a cashier at a store, and then she bakes bakery for people. And then she charges a little bit over the top of her bakery. But it's she's got a hard life.
Yeah, it's hand to mouth stuff.
And she's got two sons that are both developmentally disabled and very needy. I know she's got a
She
hard life.
needs
They're
a holiday.
fantastic kids. I just love them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the
Yeah.
way it is.
Mm.
Like the
Jesus.
cards are just kind of down sometimes.
Okay, but now we'll look at the cards, but I just wanted to see
Yeah.
what was happening with all that.
So what do we ask the cards in this?
Okay. Again, when you're unsure, tell me about, use their names, trip to the mountains.
Okay.
If it's a screaming no, it's another conversation.
Right.
Right.
But at least that will give some indication. Do a 4-card pull?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Laura and her husband's trip to the mountains. Tell me about Laura and her husband's trip to the mountains. And I can't think of his name. Tell me about, because I don't know him as well as I know Laura. Tell me about Laura's and her husband's trip to the mountains. 1, 2, 3. Tell me about Laura's husband. So everything down. Okay, 4 cards down, 1 card up, the signifier. Ooh, 10 of Wands. And again, that's a good card and a bad card. The good, we'll talk about the good part first. It's the completion cards. It's the completion of a cycle that she's in. And at the end of this, cycle, she feels really burdened. Even though the end is at sight. You can see here in the cards, the end is at sight. There's
that
where
she can
she's
put
going.
the figure can put the burden down.
She can put her burden down. She can straighten up her back. She can take a little break on it all. She doesn't have to do it all in one day, but yet for right now, she's burdened. And the good part is that it's coming to an end. Her burden time is coming to an end. I don't know when, but there's an end in sight on this. And the bad part is she's burdened.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'll put up the other 3 cards.
Yep.
The 9 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords.
Oh, geez.
Tell us about this trip to the West. I would say, just from watching this, that this may not be the best idea that they've had.
Yeah,
this really may not
exactly.
be.
I'm wheeling away from everything I just said, but I had to say all that before because you have to look.
Yeah. Even if he really wants to go, and I think this trip would be bringing to the West at this time, West Mountains, a lot of troubles, a lot of sorrows, a lot of heartbreak.
And it all
I
could be
myself
talking about her as much as him. She'd just be too stressed.
She'd be too stressed
to manage it.
Yeah. You want me to still take each card individually?
No, I think we've got the impression, haven't we?
Yeah. It's
a shame, but that's where it is, and it was fairly clear, let's face it.
Should we ask about the UP, which is a lot closer?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Okay, so I'll put these back. I'm kind of...
And give them a general shuffle before you start the question.
Yep. Tell me about Laura going to the UP with her husband this summer. Tell me about Laura going to the UP with her husband this summer. Tell me about one more time. Laura going to the UP with her husband this summer. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the signifier in this, it's more favorable, the 5 of Cups. So I would say with this cup that there still is sorrows. There's a lot of things that have turned over in her life that are not happy. However, she has got cups that are still up and waiting to be found. And there's a bridge between the lands. I would say from this cup, that even though she's kind of I just want to show it to you. Even though she's sad and looking down, she's not as burdened as the trip going out to the West. She's more positive.
Yep, I'd agree with that. Yep.
The other 3 cards, the 4 of Cups. Oh, a lot of these, they must have kind of stayed the same thing. The Knight of Cups and the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords, again, that's interesting. So the 4 of Cups, and I think that I really do think that means that this trip to the UP is something that is not the top of the creme that they wanted to do, but it's the one that is offered and the one that they may be able to handle. I would say that and the Knight of Cups is a invitation of hearts to go ahead and do this. The idea comes from a pure idea. They really do want to do something together on this last trip that she's calling this. The love card is there. It's the chalice is being offered.
Yeah.
But the guy has a mask on. So not everything on this trip is as it seems. I mean, she kind of should be in for the deeper ground of figuring this out, because it's going to be an emotional roller coaster one way or the other. I'm thinking her husband.
Yeah.
And it ends with the advice from the 7 of Swords, which is again taking what you can and going. And this is the logic, the ideas. I mean, I think that she's done her homework on this trip. I think that she's she's counted the cost, that because this is so much closer than going out west.
Yeah.
I think this is the better option for her, going to the
I
UP.
think it needs a clarifier or two on the Seven of Swords.
Okay. Yeah, that card stumps
It's
me.
weird
And I
as
said
an outcome card.
pulling it out from the Five of Swords is they're pretty similar. Okay, so a clarifier. So tell me what the Seven of Swords means exactly on this trip to the UP. Tell me what the clarifier. The Nine of Cups,
Okay.
which is a much happier card.
Yeah.
She is sitting with all of her emotions. She's got everything kind of in control on this card.
Yeah, much better card.
I would say the cards are saying the trip to the UP is favorable.
Yeah. I think she's going to have tension around any of them, but it is certainly streets ahead.
The Five of Cards really says that. She looks as this as a loss, as a
Yeah.
well, and then the Four of Cups right after that. It's
And
really
so I take it they're adult children with
yes, they are.
development. And when you say needy, they couldn't go on the trip to and be in any way useful to her. It'd just be
They would be useful. They're very capable of listening and carrying out tasks.
okay.
And she hasn't mentioned to me if they would be going or not. I think it would be my own personal feeling on this is that she needs them, but at the same time, she and her husband also need a break.
This is the dilemma, isn't it?
Yeah. And I
But
think
she
that
should think about that, perhaps, even.
Yeah.
I understand that dilemma.
If not to take them. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we've got time for another question.
We do. My girlfriends tend to ask me meaty questions.
That's all right. So just give the cards a good shuffle through before we do it.
This might be an okay question. This is from her name is Marianne, and she, of course, I don't think she understands really what tarot is. I'm not sure she ever had a reading. Sweet, sweet lady. But when I talked with her about her, she said that the one thing she always wanted to know is if her sister, whose name is Connie, passed away 14 years ago from breast cancer when she was only 50. And might she have a message for me? Mary Ann understands that I'm not psychic. I'm not a medium. I do not hear, but she's interested to see what the cards would say regarding Connie.
That's fair enough. And it's a question you will get. And so your generic answer is, let's see what the cards say about that, right? And so you're asking for a message from Connie.
A 4-card pull?
Yeah.
Okay. Asking, tell me a message from Connie to Mary Ann.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell me a message from Connie to Mary Ann. Tell me a message from Connie to Mary Ann. Connie to Mary Ann. I have read stuff similar to this, and I'm glad to get the help of how to ask that and how to phrase it. I know one of the best things that to tell them. I was horrified at first, and I said, I'm not a medium and I do not hear things, but I said maybe so I went ahead and it was okay.
Yeah.
So let's hope this will be okay. Message from Connie to Mary Ann. Mary Ann. Okay. 1, 2, 3, done. Connie to Mary Ann. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The signifier, the Knight of Wands. This is the message. We're asking for a messenger. I always get those two. Message. We're asking for a message. We're asking for a message. And the messenger that has come in the cards is actually one that is very powerful. It's the card of a messenger that is in control of her emotions, where she's going ahead. She is mature. She has a control on the reins of life. And I do think that this is the feeling that has been going on between Marianne and Connie. I think that there has been a love, and I think that her life ending abruptly at age 50 has caused the things that were going forward to stop, and there's this breakup.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yep, that's fine. And I think more might come to light.
Yeah, more might come to light, but that's the signifier that there is actually a message from a messenger here. It's very
Well, yes
interesting.
and no. Pages
Okay.
are the messengers, not the knights.
Oh, yeah.
But I let you run with it because sometimes it is. It's all a message, all of it, really. So, in that sense, I'll let that through the gate because I think it is meant as a message for her sister.
Yeah.
Also, ruled by fire. So you would ask, is Connie or Marianne, are either of them fire signs?
Oh, that I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, it's not
The
a deal
passion.
breaker.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you just throw it in, are either of you fire signs? But anyway, yeah, that's fine. So let's see what the other three say.
The Sun,
Mhm.
the Eight of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. A lot of earth, a lot of health, a lot of value system here, a lot of earth, which means stability, being grounded. Okay, so I'll just begin going through the cards.
Yeah.
And the Sun in this case is riding on so the message would be coming on a pure horse, a pure white horse with the intentions of being good and pure and sweet. And the flowers are all in bloom. So the message from Connie would be something giving of flowers and life and purity still to Mary Ann and hope for her future. It's kind of like, to me, with this card, Connie is still with Mary Ann
Yep.
and watching and
Yep.
rooting for her at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Exactly.
With both of these horses, both of
Yes.
these cards, there's two horses,
Yes.
and they're both facing the same way, and they're both being ridden in by very controlled people. One on a very little bare naked boy, but he's bare naked because everything is seen. He has no guilt and no fears.
Mm.
But the horses are both very pure and riding forward. It's
And
phenomenal.
also with the Sun, it's exuberance, courage, joy. To me, it's Connie saying, don't let my death stop you from experiencing
Ah, I love it.
courage, exuberance, and joy.
I love that. Exactly. And Connie is also telling Mary Ann through the Eight of Pentacles to keep on learning things, to keep on growing things,
Yes.
to keep yourself focused on the future and what you're doing, because you're doing fantastic.
Beautiful. That's a great interpretation. Yeah, absolutely.
And Connie is also telling Mary Ann a little bit with the Four of Pentacles to not be so afraid, to not be so
Yeah, yeah,
controlling herself, controlling everything about her.
yeah,
Connie sees that Mary Ann, I don't even know Mary Ann this well to know if she is like that or
yeah.
not, but fearful, a little bit fearful.
A
And
little bit fearful, a little bit reserved. And the Sun card is saying, let go of that. Don't be afraid of the world.
God, I love that. Yeah, you are so
Embrace
right.
the world.
Yes, that's
Oh, that's
exactly it.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, goody. Well, people are coming to you with their questions, so
Yeah.
that's good. So next week is your second last. Let's look at this.
I get myself so worked up over these lessons. You have no
Oh,
idea.
no, just relax and enjoy them.
Oh, I will.
So, more questions. We'll do 4, 5, and 7 cards randomly next week, so
Okay.
you need a cross section of questions
I'll put them on paper. Yep.
and put the diagrams on paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got them easily accessible. Actually, don't even bother with the 4. Let's face it.
Okay.
The 4.
4s are pretty good. The 5s and the 7s are
5 and
neat.
7. Even 5 at a pinch,
And I really like that 7 doing it this way, the way we had it down there. I'm going to
Yeah.
really try to learn that. That was nice. I like
Yeah.
that.
And just to remember, there's no right or wrong spreads. It's just what works for you. Each question lends itself to, different spreads. But with 4, 5, and 7, but I use 4s and 5s all the time.
I know, I watch. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see you now with Mary Trump. I hope I get it. Is that going to be
Oh,
on
but I
YouTube?
won't be doing cards.
No, I know. I want to see it though, because I think your political stuff is so fantastic, and you've got such a way to present that. You understand things by far better than the average, but better than 99% of the people. You're so good at that. That's really your
That's a
strength.
worry in itself, isn't it, really?
Well,
People
the
are so
political times now are
disconnected.
they're so juicy. How can anybody not watch
I
this and go,
know. It's the ultimate reality show, isn't it, really? Oh, my God.
where will this be on with Mary on
I'll let you know.
Okay.
By my next video, I will have it time.
Yeah, I watch them all. I always watch you.
Yeah. All right, my darling. So I'll see you next week. Juicy questions. That's good. By juicy, even the most mundane questions are juicy, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're doing so well. Your
Thank you.
readings are just great. I'm only just suggesting icing on the cake,
I love tarot, and that comes out. People really are aware that my baby is tarot.
Fantastic. All right, Dal. I'll see you next week.
Okay.
And you take care,
Yep, I will. I've already got an appointment with a surgeon. They called me up just before you called me up. So everything's on the go. Go ahead and I'll be fine. I know I'll be fine.
Love and light. Love.
Yes.
All right, my darling.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Mwah.
Mwah.
How do I turn this